Hey guys, okay, I have been hoarding Empties products like nobody's business, and it is finally time to do an Empties review. Like, this bucket is just overflowing. I can't even show you. Like, I was trying to keep this on top of my little medicine cabinet, and it was like every time something piled up, I was like, enough! So starting with a hair product, this is the Tresemme Super Hold with Touchable Feel hairspray. I have always used this as my go-to hairspray because I believe it's something like $2.99, super cheap at the drugstore. And it also has like a soft hold. It doesn't leave my hair crunchy. It's nothing to, like, honestly, it's nothing to write home about. It's not like super fantastic. But for me, it's just always gotten the job done, and I've liked it, and it's super cheap. So next up is a dry shampoo. This is the Batiste Deep and Dark Brown dry shampoo. And for the longest time, this was my absolute favorite. And the reason is that they make this dark brown. So it actually doesn't leave that like nasty white residue that makes your hair look gray and disgusting. The only thing is it gets gritty and heavy really fast. So for me, I like to only wash my hair every 3 days. On that last day, I'm like seriously struggling and my scalp is super itchy. So I did try something new, but this has been a trusted favorite for forever, especially if you have dark brown hair. It's worth a try. Another hair product is the BB Quenching Complex. I loved it. I am obsessed with it. It has like this amazing smell. Oh, it's like very clean, but slightly like fresh and fruity smelling, if that makes any sense. Really, if you see this in a store, like, you gotta just pick it up and whiff it. Ooh, it smells so good. That was one of the favorite things about it, is that like after I would take a shower, I would use it on my ends as like kind of a leave-in treatment. And at first I was like, oh, it just smells so nice. But then I was like, oh, it feels so nice. If you got the money to spend and you want to try it, you really should. Bumble and Bumble makes amazing products. And this is probably my favorite of all of the Bumble and Bumble products. And that's like kind of a big thing to say. Okay, a hair mask that is one of my ultimate favorites. And speaking of smells, it's a 10 Miracle hair mask, and this I got as a present, but actually repurchased because I was so in love with it. I have tried Pureology, I'm just trying to think of all, like Red Kid. I've tried a ton of really high-end masks, and this stands right up there with them. It's super hydrating. Once I'm finished with my Pureology mask, I will definitely buy this again. It lasted me like over a year. Okay, so this is the dry shampoo that I actually switched to, and it is the Collab Dry Shampoo New York Fruity Fragrance. I had been hearing so many of the like London beauty bloggers and stuff raving about this, and it totally lives up to the hype. Like, it's a dry shampoo, but I feel like it also functions so well as just like a light hold texturizing spray. And it also has just like, it just goes on seamlessly for dry shampoo. Like, I don't have any of like the grittiness, gross problems that I had with other dry shampoos, and it smells a million times better than other dry shampoos I've used. Like, I'm totally obsessed with this, and really devastated that I can't really easily get it. If you have problems with dry shampoos and you just haven't found one that you've been super obsessed with like me, but you really don't want to wash your hair often, this is amazing. Like I said, I'm gonna go to the extra effort to order it in a like bulk manner just so I can have it. So anyways, it's really great. My last hair product is the Pureology Hydrate Condition. This is amazing. It's my favorite line of done by Pureology. I always tell people that if they haven't tried Pureology once, they like have to do it just for the experience of it. If you are going to try Pureology and it's your first time and you're like, shoot, which one's the best? This is the best. It leaves your hair super moisturized without feeling heavy at all, and I feel like that is such a hard thing to find in them. It also cleanses your hair really well. Moving on to skin, I tried a new product for my face, which is actually kind of rare. I tried the Acure It's the Acure Day Cream Firm Hydrate Restore for normal to dry skin. And I have super sensitive skin, and I don't like switching moisturizers because I feel like once I'm in a good groove, I don't want to mess it up. Anyways, I tried this, and you guys, it is like freaking empty. I loved it. Acure is actually carried at Target, so it's a little bit on the lower price end as far as like a really nice natural day cream goes. For the price, for the ingredients in it, for like my experience of just it being super hydrating, this is awesome. Like, this is awesome. I loved it. I will repurchase this as soon as I'm done with the moisturizer I am using now. Okay, you guys know my obsession with Ole Henriksen. Like, it is terrible. And so these three are gonna go super fast. There's four. Okay, so this is for African Red Tea, See the Difference Serum by Ole Henriksen. This is my go-to serum. You guys can probably already tell. I just love it. It's super lightweight, doesn't leave any kind of greasiness on the skin. It's just helped me with my skin looking a lot more like fresh and dewy and even toned. I feel like it's just helped with everything in general. All of Ole Henriksen stuff is amazing. My biggest pet peeve, I have to say, is like if I'm paying a ton of money for this serum, I want to be able to use it all. And the pump actually ends like a good 1/4 of an inch before you get to the bottom, and then the amount just can't get all the way down. So you can see that like all of this has some in there, like definitely 3 or 4 uses worth. And for how much I use this and love it, I want to be able to use all of the products. Another Ole Henriksen product that I love is the matching moisturizer to the serum. So this is just the Express the Truth with African Red Tea, algae extract, and vitamin C. I love this one because similar to the serum, it's very fresh. It has vitamin C in it. It's just perfect for the day. I feel like my skin just drinks this up, and by far my favorite moisture. Well, okay, there's one better, which I'm gonna talk about in a couple of minutes, but for the price that I get it at, and for the quality, this is probably my go-to and the best. The last one that I tried of Ole Henriksen was the Sheer Transformation with vitamin C, licorice root, and pea extract daily moisturizer. And this one's been through the ringer. Like, Jocelyn drops all of my stuff. But I have to say that I didn't love this one as much as all the other Ole Henriksen products. The smell is a little bit off to me. Like I said, it has licorice root, which does not smell fantastic. It's not anything that like you smell after you put it on, so it's not a huge deal to me. But if I am buying a moisturizer, I would 100% pick the red tea with vitamin C one instead of the blue. Holy grail of holy grail moisturizers is the Perricone MD face finishing moisturizer. And I've talked about this in other empty videos because I'm just so obsessed. I have 2 empties of them, which tells you a ton already. My obsession is to the point where I was like, oh my gosh, it's so expensive, I cannot buy another one. And I literally saved 1/4 of the jar for like a specific time of year when I knew my skin would be driest. That's how much I love this moisturizer. Anybody that comes to me and is like, I want something that's just gonna change my skin, I tell them about this moisturizer because that's exactly what happened to me. My skin went from very patchy and dry. It just needed a lot of repair. And it went to like way more supple and hydrated. So if you need a lot of repair on your skin, this is the one to try. It's something crazy, like I think $70, which to me is like nutsos. It will last for 3 months because it's so concentrated that you need the tiny stab of it. But I have found other moisturizers that now that my skin is in a good place, I can get by with those other ones. So this is like a super big treat for me if I ever get it. My last skincare product, this is actually a little sample jar, but it's the Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair. And I've actually bought this in the full size before, but I had a tiny little sample. And I always really enjoy this. I just feel like it's an added step for your skin to be hydrated. And you guys all know that my skin is super dry, and especially in the winter, this is when I use it. So it's a really good night repair type serum to go on before your moisturizer. It is more expensive, that's why I didn't repurchase it, but I'm always happy to use it in the tiny little baby sample jar. Moving on to a couple of randoms. I have talked about this deodorant before. I think I put it in a favorites video and that's really dumb, but it's so good and I have not changed or strayed and it's been about 2 years. This is the Dove Advanced Care 48-hour antiperspirant deodorant and I get it in the scent Nourished Beauty. This is the deodorant that you will not get that funky, like weird smell happening after a certain hour, like after 5 p.m. It's going to last and last and last. I always use this, like I will never change brands. Okay, I am no longer a Lush virgin. I tried out my very first, ooh, the bag still smells good. I tried out my very first like bath bomb where you just put it in the water and it just fizzes around and explodes and you feel like you just like got transported to a little cotton candy cloud. Mine happened to actually have a rainbow on it, so that really helped with the cotton candy cloud transportation. It was after I had a particularly stressful day. I had done a, just shot a wedding the other day and had done about 8 hours of editing in one day on top of like, you know, my regular daily stuff being a mom, and it was just a really long day. I was up to like 3 o'clock in the morning. And my lovely sister got me a Lush bath bomb and I was always, every time I see Lush products, I'm like, oh, that looks really cool. But I can't try it because it's super expensive. But like the luxuriousness of this was so great. You like it?
I like it.
Good. But the luxuriousness of this was so great that I feel like this is something that I would be like, oh, I want to treat myself. I will go get a Lush bath bomb. I really enjoyed this and I've heard so many good things about their moisturizers and their masks. I'm now one step closer, more open to trying their products. This is the moisturizer Desert Essence Gentle Nourishing Day Cream with SPF 15. I have to say that this used to be one of my favorite moisturizers, but since I have found the Acure and the Ole Henriksen, I feel like it doesn't really compare. It just feels like you can't quite move it around enough and like it doesn't quite sink in enough. It feels like it kind of sits on your skin because it's so thick. So I really did love this at first, but I feel like I kind of got spoiled rotten by Ole Henriksen and by Acure that I'm not gonna go back to this. I have been obsessed with the Instant Age Rewind. It's by Maybelline. They have these, it used to have a little sponge on it. I've reviewed these before. Just wanted to keep you updated. I'm still obsessed. I'm still loving these things. I use them as my concealer. They really brighten and I'll just keep using these. This is the Stila liquid eyeliner pencil and I actually, comparison time, I have 2 empties of liquid eyeliner because I'm a little liquid eyeliner skank. I just go through those liquid eyeliners like I tried the Kat Von D tattoo liner and then the Stila one, and Stila has always been my tried and true, but trying out Kat Von D, I really enjoyed it, but unfortunately for me it didn't last very long. I feel like I got at least an extra month of use out of the Stila one. So they're both super black, neither are bad there. The brush on the Kat Von D is a little bit nicer, I will say, but because I can use this Stila one for a whole extra month, I had to go with the Stila. I also have the Anastasia Brow Wiz pencil. Not a ton to say here. People in general really love it. I enjoyed it a ton. It didn't last long enough, and I've moved on to something a little bit better. Hello, Empty. It doesn't get much more empty than this. This is the Tarte Park Avenue Princess Bronzer. I love this. It's a classic. I have been using Hoola Benefit Bronzer. They're both very similar in color. I feel like they're super comparable. But this one had a little bit of shimmer in it. They do have a matte one, but because this had shimmer in it, I was just feeling like I wanted to transition to a matte bronzer. So this isn't one that I repurchased, but that I did actually really enjoy. This is the NARS Orgasm and Laguna. And this used to be a holy grail for me, and I have to say that I have moved on to better pastures. Sometimes for me, the Laguna can look a tiny bit dirty, and like I talked about the Lorac Pro palette in one of my favorite videos. That has completely replaced all of my bronzers because it has so many colors for the bronzing that I can really mix and just get something that's perfect for my skin tone. So I'm no longer using this at all. It's a great product. I instead use the NARS Orgasm. They have a little gel stick, like a liquid stick. Those are all of the things that I've tried out recently, and I am so glad I got to share them with you guys, but I will talk to you later. Oh my gosh, baby, look at you. Look what Jossie did while we were chatting. Apparently the Kat Von D wasn't empty after all. Oh, baby, I'm so sorry. Should we rinse your face off? Bye, guys.